Hey everybody, Rob here with a new video. It's been a while since I posted anything here. Decided I'd get back to it. I had a little rearranging, remodeling sort of project I was working on. Moved my office into a different room. It's a little more crowded, and I couldn't get all of my CDs into here by a long shot, but I got a bunch of them. So anyway, the last week or so, I've been playing through Dream Theater's catalog. Dream Theater, my second favorite band, second only behind Rush. And so I decided to do a ranking of the Dream Theater albums and where I personally rank them. Now, let me begin by saying that I love all the Dream Theater albums. Some I really love and some I listen to. I guess I don't love them all because the last one I like. I don't pull it out very often. And that is the final album with Mike Mangini on drums, A View from the Top of the World. For some reason, this album just never really clicked with me. I mean, there's some great moments and some great stuff. The title track is really good. I guess The Alien's all right, but honestly, at the top of my head, I just don't remember how all these songs, I don't remember any hooks. Off the top of my head, I've played it many times, but it just kind of bleeds into one another, each track, and I don't know, for some reason, A View from the Top of the World, it never really clicked with me the way that every other Dream Theater album sort of did. Next up is the debut When Dream and Day Unite with Charlie Dominici on vocals. Again, I love this album. It's great stuff. It's just not, something has to be towards the bottom, and this one is definitely one of them. Great stuff on here, though. Only a Matter of Time, one of my favorite Dream Theater songs, and the ones who helped to set the sun is really good. Status Seeker, The Killing Hand. It's a great album. The instrumental, you'd say jam. But like I said, something had to come down here, so why not? This one's going to annoy a lot of you, okay? This does not finish at the top of my list like most of y'all's. Y'all's? Was this 92 here? You already know what I'm going to say, don't you, folks? Images and Words. I love this. Like I said, every track is fantastic. Metropolis, The Miracle and Sleeper. Learning to Live, Wait for Sleep. Surrounded was one of my first, one of the first songs I really loved from Dream Theater. But overall, this is just, it's another one that, though I love it, has to come towards the bottom of the pile. And this is it. Next is Distance Over Time, another Mike Mangini album. Again, phenomenal album. It's a great album. Untethered Angel is really good. Pale Blue Dot. Barstool Warrior, I think, is my favorite on here. So cool to hear that one pulled out for the first, the Dream Theater 40th anniversary tour with Portnoy on drums. And then I've got the version here with Viper King, which should not have been left off the proper album. This is like a very deep purpley track and just really cool stuff. I love it. Next up is the first album with Mike Mangini on drums, Dramatic Turn of Events. Interestingly enough, no matter how far this falls in my ranking, Breaking All Illusions is one of my favorite Dream Theater songs. Just a fantastic piece of music. Outcry is really good. I love Far From Heaven and Beneath the Surface. I'm a sucker for those melodic ballad type tunes, so another great album. And then we've got the initial final album with Mike Portnoy on drums, Black Clouds and Silver Linings. Again, a great album. A Nightmare to Remember is fantastic. The Count of Tuscany, though the lyrics are a bit, great tune. The Best of Times always gets me emotional. Repentance is, no, this one is Shattered Fortress for the AA saga. Great close to that whole saga. Wither, another great song. And I've got the deluxe edition that has some live stuff. So we've got the my personal favorite Queen song, Dream Theaterified, with Tenement Funster, Flick of the Wrist. Lily of the Valley is great tune. Take Your Fingers from My Hair from Zebra, another great track. And King Crimson's Lark's Tongues and Aspic Part 2. They do a great job on that one. It's really cool. Next up, we've got Systematic Chaos, again, the deluxe edition, special edition. Mine's been through the ringer. The only thing I don't like about this is how they split In the Presence of Enemies into two and had it bookend the album, sort of like Pink Floyd did with Wish You Were Here. I wish they hadn't have done that, but otherwise I think it's cool. And then the AA part saga Repentance here. A lot more mellow, sort of just tone the AA saga down for a bit. Hopefully someday they play that entire thing live. That would be really cool to see. Next up is the second Dream Theater album I ever owned, Awake. The song Voices is the song that really got me into the band. Very cool track, and that and Innocence Faded. were both sort of the songs that pulled me into the land of Dream Theater. You also got The Mirror and Lie here, which is great, starting with 6 o'clock. Space Divest, another great one. Lifting Shadows Off a Dream. Scarred. This is just a phenomenal album, start to finish. All right, next up, I have this autographed with just Petrucci and Portnoy. Very cool there, though, but Train of Thought. Dream Theater's, I believe, their heaviest album. I mean, it certainly feels like their heaviest album. Fantastic stuff. In the Name of God is another one that is one of my top favorite songs from Dream Theater. As I Am is a great tune. Endless Sacrifice. Stream of Consciousness, I think their best instrumental track. Very cool. And then Vacant, another beautiful song with James LaBrie. Just very cool track. This is going to bother a lot of you. I'm sure a lot of you would put this a lot lower, but I think this album is a melodic masterpiece. The 2 CD concept album of The Astonishing. Again, I know a lot of people, it didn't click with them, but for some reason, this one just really clicked with me. I find it fantastic. The story is a little thin in some points. I'm never sure why, and the name is escaping me, but Faith's brother got off scot-free for killing Ares. I don't know why that happened. He should have been in a lot more trouble than that. He did go deaf, but I mean, he should still be behind bars. The man was dangerous. What do I know? But anyways, it's a fantastic album, and Our New World, there's a version out there with Lizzie Hale from Hailstorm duetting with James. It's really cool stuff. But I love this album. Like I said, it's not as heavy as some of their other stuff, but I think it's a melodic masterpiece. Great stuff. Next up, 97, I believe, and that's Falling Into Infinity. Now, I do have the It's a Jams release that I generally listen to instead because it has, like, Raise the Knife and Where Are You Now, and I love those songs. But for this, I pulled out just the actual release studio album. Great stuff here. This was the first Dream Theater album I own. Trial of Tears is just a fantastic masterpiece. Lines in the Sand, try and find me a better Petrucci guitar solo. I mean, that thing is fantastic. I guess you might rival it with Bend the Clock or Count of Tuscany, but love the solo on this. Not Count of Tuscany, Best of Times. But this is a fantastic album. Again, Anna Lee is another great one vocally that I just love. Just Let Me Breathe. The instrumental Hell's Kitchen is just another fantastic tune. Let's see, next up we've got Self-Titled, another Mike Mangini. This is the highest ranking I put a Mike Mangini album. This one's fantastic. I love this. The Illumination Theory, what a great song. It starts with the False Awakening Suite. Just another fantastic one. Enigma Machine, the instrumental on this one. Not my favorite Dream Theater instrumental, but it's pretty damn good. Enemy Inside is another great song that the band have pulled out for their 40th with Portnoy on the drums. Surrender to Reason, another really cool song. But that brings us next to Parasomnia, the return of Mike Portnoy on drums, and I thought the band sort of knocked it out of the park with this one. This was great. We've got our first taste with Night Terror, and I still think that might be one of my favorite songs on the album, right up there with Shadow Man Incident. Great tune. Midnight Messiah, I love how Portnoy kind of interwove some of his lyrics that he had written in the past into that. I thought that was really cool. Bend the Clock is, I think, one of the great Dream Theater songs already. Just a fantastic track. Next up, we're moving to 6 Degrees of Inner Turbulence from 2002. Fantastic album. Love it. Disc 2 is the title track with so much great stuff. And it ends with About to Crash Reprise and Losing Time Grand Finale. I think that is the best ending to any Dream Theater album ever. Such an emotional track, such a great tune. Elsewhere on Disc 1, Disappear is one of my favorite LaBrie performances. Glass Prison started off the AA saga, and just fantastic. Great debates on here. I love that tune, so this is just a great album. And that brings us to the final two. Real quick, I should mention, love A Change of Seasons. Wasn't a full studio album, so in case everyone's like, where's A Change of Seasons? I have it. It's just, I have shit tons of Dream Theater live albums, bootlegs, everything. It just didn't rank in here. Anyways, at number 2, Octavarium. Fantastic album. The title track is up there in my top 3 favorite Dream Theater tracks. I Walk Beside You was great. The Root of All Evil, such a fantastic tune. Again, part of the AA saga. Panic Attack. That should have been on the Greatest Hits album. In fact, I think I read somewhere where Portnoy said, had he known that would have gotten so big in a guitar band, they probably would have added it. Panic Attack, great tune. Sacrifice Son, so much emotion and just great musically on that one. So Great album. I'm going to say 2005. Looks like 2000. Pretty sure it's 2005. So I guess if you've been following along, you know where we're at. There's only one album left, and it's Metropolis Part 2, Scenes from a Memory. This came out, I believe, 99. Such a fantastic concept album. Past life regression, finding out you were someone in a past life you didn't remember. I mean, just really cool stuff. I bought the book from Peter Aurelian, I believe it's pronounced. Fantastic book. It definitely does the story justice. Sort of helps you follow along a little bit better. Very cool album. Very great musically. Home killer track. The Spirit Carries On. You can see my background kind of rush. Spirit Carries On. Great track. Finally free beyond this life. The Dance of Eternity. Find me a more chaotic, insanely performed instrumental. I dare you. Please do. I'd love to hear it. Just a cool stuff. And there you have it. My ranking of the Dream Theater catalog. I believe that's 16 albums. Yeah, you can't go wrong with any of it. Like I said, except for maybe a View from the Top of the World. I need to play it more. Maybe it'll grow on me with more listens. I mean, I've listened to it a lot, but I don't know. For some reason, it just never really clicked on me. Clicked with me. The title track, though, killer. Anyway, that's it for this time. Dare I do Rush next, maybe? Who knows? Throw out a catalog you want me to rank, and I'll do my best. Mostly rock, metal, prog. I have so much of that. You can see I've got all the Jethro Tull right here. I don't know where my fingers... Jethro Tull? That's all Jethro Tull. Anyway, until next time, toodles.